My service card, my service card.
911. Domestic violence. I should go back. Domestic violence is beating me. He's slapping me. And you say social distancing. He's not even observing the door.
What? I cannot come and kill myself. I'm going out. I am leaving you alone.
Domestic violence. Coronavirus. Domestic. Jesus. I'll follow you and stay here. When I was drinking Gary with you, were not here. You have forgotten, Abby. Hello, Kemi Saloon. I'm coming to your shop, oh. I will sanitize your hand for you. Before you touch my head, I cannot come and kill myself. I shall must look good. If you see my hair, you will hate me. Later. Hello? Huh. Tola, if you see the way I collected money from my husband, new tactics for you. I will finish his money. You know I told you my husband's generation, they are very stingy. I see the cost them. I should cook soup for 1 month because of coronavirus pandemic. Direct. I will tell you how I did it so that you collect from your husband. And they are afraid of NCDC. Who wants to go and stay where they are not even staying? They are afraid of NCDC. Use NCDC the same way I used my own. Use NCDC. They don't know anything yet. All those men that are being stingy, they want to use NCDC, coronavirus to spoil things. I came to eat. My name is Obiageri. Look at my color, my yellow purple. It's not small thing. My friend, use my method.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Your Royal Highness. Of course. I'm going to do everything as the executive governor of the state. You know, the election was tough, but thank God I won. No problem, yes. No, I will make sure that the hospitals, the roads, the schools, and in fact, everything will be done well in the state. Of course. No, I don't have any distraction. I don't have. All right, Your Highness.
Governor.
Oh, thank you. Oh, the baby. Oh, can you imagine? How are you? Ever since I came to the State House, you didn't come.
Oh God, you asked me to come today. That's why I'm...
Oh, lot of this.
Can you ask my excuse us, please? Who is she?
Listen, this is government house. Yes.
I don't have time.
Your Excellency.
Oh, my commissioner for health.
Your Excellency.
My commissioner for health.
Your Excellency. I see you, sir.
Yes. Sit down. I hope all those projects that I have asked you to do, the hospitals, you are doing everything I asked you to do.
Sir, forget about the hospital. Sir, we are here to make money.
Do you know what you're saying?
Sir, we need to make money. You know, we have 4 years ahead.
Mm-hmm.
4 years ahead, so you forgot
What is it? I'm talking to the commissioner for health, baby. What is all this? Will you relax? What is wrong with? I can't do without you people. That's why I'm so weak. I'm weak. Listen.
She's just being cheeky.
Cheese.
Okay, let's go.
You know your predecessor. That man is living lavish life, building houses all over Nigeria. To make money.
I give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes, right?
No problem. I'm weak. Anytime I see people, I'm so weak. But it's okay.
To make money. We have 4 years. We can use 2 years. Do small things. 2 years.
Hello, my phone is ringing. Where's my phone?
Sorry.
Oh.
I was trying to
Hello?
imagine.
Yes. My mother? What happened?
Another problem. So can you
Yes.
This one.
No. She's sick? No, don't tell me that. No blood in the hospital. No oxygen.
She's gonna be fine.
Don't tell me that.
I'll give her the best.
She's dead. My mother is dead.
Oh my God.
You, the commissioner, you see, listen. The things I asked you to do for the state, you have not done for the state. You are coming here to tell me what is wrong with you.
You just go.
What is? You need to get out of here.
Just go.
Don't worry, sir. I'll come back.
Baby, wait. Do you mean we're not going to travel again? Like
I am saying that my mother is sick and she's dead, and you're telling me what is all this now? I'm confused.
Name your name.
What are you doing here?
Just name your names, okay?
She's about 96.
Oh, that's gospel celebration. We're
Oh my
gonna
God.
have purple galley and a pink outfit. We're going to have a party.
Disgusting.
Oh, party, baby.
She only cares about herself. Where do you get her from? Let her go. She don't need girls like this. She's just crazy.
I won't call myself a parenting expert because I'm not. But as a kid growing up with an authoritative father and a permissive mother wasn't fun. As a kid, I got so confused on what to do and what not to do not to get into trouble. Parenting play a significant role in the behavior and attitude of their children. The way they talk, the way they behave with others shows the environment they are being raised and how the parents have brought them up. Who your children will be and how they will become is up to their parents. Parenting isn't about building languages and communication, but also building their own personality, parenting styles, and their challenges. And that's what we'll be discussing today. So our topic for today is parenting styles and their challenges. My name is Kaliobi, and I welcome you guys to People's Voice. And I'm not alone. And here in the studio with me, I have this beautiful, significant parent with me. On this side, I call her La Cream. So her name is
Mrs. Mokonye, CEO, Creamstyle Empire.
Creamstyle, but I love calling you Creamstyle. I forget your name is Stella. And at this side, I have Mr. Dr. Charles. I call him Dr. Mr. Charles or Dr. Mr.
I'm pharmacist Charles Ekunke.
Ekunke. Welcome to People's Voice. And before we go into the topic or go into the show properly, let's go on this break. You're still on People's Voice with Kaliobi. Welcome back to People's Voice. And like I said, I'm not alone. You guys can see I got yellow and I got black, yellow and black, yellow and black. And today we're discussing parenting style and challenges. So I have questions for you guys. Hope you guys are ready. Put on your ready suit because you can see my gun. So what do you think is the best style or approach when training, when it comes to parenting?
For me, the best style when training a child is communication. Now you need to give room for the child to express his or herself, because it can't just be, oh, mommy talking or daddy talking. Now you still need to give a space for the child to express his or herself, because I can't just say, oh, this is how I want it to be done in this place or in this house, and my child may equally have a better opinion, but by the time you don't allow that child to speak up, to express his or herself, the child dies in silence, and later on you may regret not giving that child an opinion, a listening ear to voice out his or her voice.
Oh, that's good. So how do you choose, what style of parenting do you like and why do you choose it?
I call my own style of parenting what I would term democratic sort of parenting, in the sense that I'm attractive to my children, and at the same time I ask them to, listen to their voice, know what they have to say, so that they will be free, in dealing with me. Because if I'm too kind of, let me call it authoritative kind of, let me call it authoritarian kind of parenting, they will be scared, they won't be free with me, they won't be able to tell me their secret, they won't be there. When sometimes I have seen some parents, when the children, when they come, they run away from them. That is not my style. My style is that I relate with them like, in a democratic setting. They give me if they have any question, they come to me, I treat it accordingly, and then advise them what they need to do and what they don't need to do.
But at times kids can be very funny. I know me growing up, I had that attribute to my attitude, where even no matter how close our parents want to be, it gets to an age where we feel that our parents are beginning to get involved in our lives so much, especially when we have a boy that is asking us out. So when it comes to that, how are you able to handle your child when your child starts keeping secrets from you?
Okay, in this area, I'll say relationship. This is where relationship play a big role. Now, there is this saying that you can't give what you don't have. Now, when you don't have a cordial relationship with your child,
okay,
now that child is bound to grow up and keep a lot of secrets from you. Now, I have a daughter. My daughter is just 5 years old, and there's this relationship between me and her, whereby she comes to me, oh, mommy, I want to tell you this. No matter how horrible it is, I love to listen. No matter how funny it is, I love to listen. Because in whatsoever she want to tell me, is that I'm learning something from it, or there's something for me to correct from what she's telling me. So I always give room to listen to her, and sometimes she also wants, okay, mommy, I want to listen to you talk. That's the relationship between me and my daughter. So now I believe when she grows up in the future, I think the best person she wants to share idea with, she wants to tell things, should be me, because of the hands I've given to her.
What you say just got me into a question. That's something they used to say. They said, when a child is good, it's for the dad. Yeah. And when the child is bad, it's for the mom. So please, why do men say that when the child is good, it's for the dad, and when the child is bad, it's for the mom?
Before I answer that question, let me put it like this.
Okay.
In my children's formative years, what I try to do is to create that bond with them, so that by the time they grow up, they will not deviate from that standard I have set for them. I try to avoid that as much as possible, so that it will not lead to that, in the sense that myself and my wife were very close to our kids. We don't give room for any of that. But it depends on bad parenting for some fathers to come up and say that when the child is bad, it's for the mom. When the child is good, it's for the dad. In my own case, I've tried to avoid that as much as possible. But in our own setting, my family, that thing doesn't come up. Because my children, they are well behaved, give them whatever they need. We try to discipline them when they go wrong. So far so good. In my own setting, there have never been issues like that.
Okay, looking at the parenting style, or the parenting style, we have the authoritative, we have the permissive, and we have the uninvolving. And if we notice that, if we go into history, the research says that the authoritative parenting makes the kids not to have self-confidence. Their self-esteem is so low. While the permissive, the kids, yes, they have the self-esteem, but in the academics is very, very, and the uninvolving parent, that one is, so which of them do you fall into? Do you fall into the authoritative? Do you fall into the permissive? Or do any of you fall into the uninvolving style of parenting?
Well, for me, I fall into the permissive parenting, because is a give and take for me. Now, I can't impose my will always on my child.
Okay.
So I rather prefer, okay, let her talk. let me talk. Now, I know at the end of the day, we'll come to an agreement. But by the time I decide, okay, yes, it has to be all about cream store, is all what I want. Okay, in this house, it has to be what mommy is saying, what mommy is saying. At the end of the day, you're losing that child.
So what which of the styles do you fall into?
I fall into the authoritative kind of parent.
Okay.
In the sense that I will set a standard for my kids, and I will moderate it so that I'm not so high, to try to be so impose everything. At the same time, I give room for discussion, listening, we interact, and all of that. So I fall into authoritative kind of parenting.
Now, but what the research says that they always lose self-esteem. And before we stay go, because we have more questions on today's topic.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
And the next question is, what are the merits and the demerits of different styles of parenting? Let me move to him. I always come to you at the time. So,
okay. The merit of my own style of parenting, which is authoritative type, is that I give room for interactions so that the child will be, when he grows up, will be, it will not be scared or want to relate with me very well. At the same time, I try not to be too soft in each one or to be too hard in any of them. So when you are too hard, they will tend to run away from you. They don't want to discuss with you. Then their performance in their social life will not be so good. The academy, that is if I'm too hard on them, the academic performance might not be too bright. So that could be the demerit in the sense that if you are high on one part and low on one part, they could have a consequence. So I try to marry all of them together so that they will not. For example, if I'm too demanding or high-handedness, my child, mental state will not be too okay. It could lead to alcoholism. It could lead to, depression and so many things. So that is what I'm trying to say, is that I try to be, lenient on so.
I can see. And I like, when you're choosing for the children's career, the future, do you choose them or do you allow them to choose and you support them?
Well, I will always support my kids when it comes to their career. For I have a request when I grow up, if my request will be granted. Now, I love to sing.
Okay.
And someday I wish my daughter or my son will stand on the stage with me and we'll dig it together. So no matter what their career may be, if they can fulfill this wish of mine, I'm good to go.
I was thinking you're saying you have a request. Maybe she has to be Miss Ward. No. But you see, so you've heard, I'm sure she wants you to sing. Okay. Okay. You guys have heard it all on People's Voice on today's topic, parenting style and challenges. And you guys have heard what they have to say on today's topic. If I could give you a minute to advise parents on what not to do when bringing up their kids, what will you say?
Well, for me, always give the children room to express themselves. That's all.
Right, sir.
Yeah, my own case, I will always advise parents to, for example, the last question you asked, if you can choose maybe a course or something for
yes.
your kids, I will look at the areas they are good at before.
That's been on authoritative.
Yeah,
Okay.
The areas they are good at before, deciding what they do. I will not interfere with what they do. So what I would advise parents, give your children room to do whatever they want to do and guide them accordingly.
Growing up, I wish my dad was here to listen to you guys, but Dad, forgive me, not my fault. He was the one that you will need to be a doctor or nothing. And my brother's lawyer, the other one was, we had so many things that we need to become from my dad, and we never became that at the end of the day. And okay, I wish my dad was here today to listen to you guys, but Dad, forgive me, you were very, very authoritative. But anyway, my dad wanted me to be a doctor. My brother was supposed to be a lawyer, but today I am a presenter, and I'm sure he loves it. Watching me on his phone, he's like, that's my baby girl, yes. So parents should please support their kids. Learn to be your child's best friend. Once you're your child's best friend, your child can tell you anything. They can open up on anything to you. And when they are their age that they can part ways with you, not like death or anything, no. When they become parents of their own, they will, what they've learned from you, they will teach to their kids. Like they say, train up your child, so when train up your child the way you will have, so when you grow old, they will never depart from it. That's all we have for you guys on People's Voice. Until another episode on People's Voice, be good. Like I always say, love yourself. Bye.
The furniture business continues to boom as the demand for home and office accommodation grows across Africa. When people move into a new home, they need a bed to sleep on, wardrobes for their clothes, chairs, a dining table, sofas, kitchen cabinets, and all kinds of furniture. Like households, offices also buy a lot of furniture. Africa's growing economy and its large and rapidly growing urban population are some of the reasons why the furniture business is experiencing good times on our continent. Hello and welcome to SME Hub. Today on the show, we'll be discussing with furniture makers and then how they do the business in Nigeria.
My name is Lamon Yusuf Olatunji. As you can see, I'm into furniture maker. I produce bed, wardrobe, pitch cabinets, any kind of furniture work. Then I do a good job. This is what I've been doing since over 15 to 20 years now. I've been in this work since, let me just say since I was born, because this is my father's work. This is what he has been doing to send us to school. Although I'm a graduate, I went to Yaba Tech. So after my daddy late, although before he late, I was the one being with him with 3 of my brothers. We are all into this work. So I have traveled with him to different states. Like I was in Benin before. That's where he has his own factory. So when he now late, the factory was just gone like that. Then I decided to start on my own. So that's what I've been doing since the late. Before even late, this is the only thing I'm doing. Even when I was in school, I do furniture work as well. So I used that to support myself when I was in school and to help him also, so that all the load won't be on his head. So I think that was all for now, because that's what I do. Although when as I was doing the furniture with him, I'm into acting. I act. I have like 10 movies at YouTube that you can watch. My nickname is Koboko. That's what they call me in film industry. So everybody knows me as Koboko. Then I'm also doing it. I didn't leave it though. So I just step aside based on the kind of work I'm doing now. At this furniture work, I have a lot of in my hand. Then this furniture work doesn't give me chance like that to went to location. So it has been long that I've been in location. Why don't have me tape? You don't have me tape at the very one. I can easily say that I learned everything from my dad because he's a talented man. He's very wise in this work. Although he started with carpenter, then later he now upgraded himself. Like I said, he teach me everything. Although I'm going to call Ogbe, so if I don't go to the counter, I'm going to call me because to call me. Because iṣẹ́ táwọn náà ń ṣe ń gba iṣẹ́ ńláńlá ni, àwọn èèyàn tó dẹ̀ ń bá iṣẹ́ àwọn èèyàn ńláńlá ni, àwọn bíi Elúwẹ́, former deputy governor of Delta State, Mr. Edobo, òun ló ní Escalable Hotel Benin, so ó dẹ̀ máa ń bá àwọn tó máa ń kọ́lé tàn lẹ́kì yẹn iṣẹ́ dáadáa, so mi nìkan tó fẹ́ lọ kọ́ńtà tí ò ti kọ́ mi already, so èmi náà kọ́ to try láti upgrade am during the materials and based on the materials tá à ń lò nísìn, so èmi náà kọ́ upgrade ara mi pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, so mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run pé láti gbà yẹn nǹkan lọ dáadáa. Like now, if you are so in love with furniture work that I want to learn furniture, first thing is you need to have a focus and you will be very calm, because iṣẹ́ furniture ó le, because if you start the work now, there's nothing like core furniture. It's just your good finishing. That's what brings your furnitures out. If you don't have your good finishing, ní ká ẹ̀bí furniture, máa tọ́ ẹ di carpenter ní cutter nail lọ́wọ́ máa pè é. So àwọn kan bẹ̀ ni pé tó bá ní determination pé mo fẹ́ iṣẹ́ yìí tó dẹ̀ follow step ọ̀gá ẹ̀ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ tún wú àwọn nǹkan míì máa lọ sí online máa wọ̀ wọ́n good work wo bọ́ ń ṣe máa wò wọ́n ibi tó ọ̀gá ẹ̀ gan tó ń kọ́ṣẹ́ tó bá ti ní mistake ìwọ gan tẹ̀ láti sọ pé mi ì fẹ́ ṣe báyìí ọ̀gá ẹ̀ ṣe èmi náà fẹ́ ṣe mistake yìí so tó bá ti ní focus ṣàyẹn ni olórí gbogbo bẹ̀ if you have your focus and you put your mind kò dẹ̀ kó yẹ pé machine là ń lò o ní gbọ́dọ̀ ṣeré pa o gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ nǹkan ẹ mọ̀ bí àṣẹ òyìnbó sọ pé mention twice and cut once. Ọ̀rọ̀ furniture ló ń bá wí. If you cut once, tó bá mention twice, bá ti gé short, ó ti jẹ gbèsè nìyẹn o. So that's just all.
So no matter what you do, no matter if it's woodworking or anything else, one of the best way to be efficient and get things done fast is by having tips and tricks. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you. Some of these tips and tricks are things that you've probably seen, but To be frank, there's probably one that you haven't. Before we dive into this video, I have a new project that I'm working on and I really need your input. I'm thinking about creating a step-by-step online course about woodworking. I want to make it something really useful to you, so I'd love to hear from you. And all you need from this is to stay in place if you're interested in learning how to make some of the projects. And with that said, let's get to the tips. For this tip, I'm going to show you how to make a really quick and simple center marking game. Grab wood to get started. Establish a line going down the center of that. Then mark off 3 points in the center and the 2 sides for the pins. Now, if you want to make this even more simple and more approachable, you could use 2 round head screws and put those in place of the pins that I have here. And since this is supposed to be beginner friendly, we're going to assume that we don't have a drill press and we can't drill a hole straight. So take a piece of scrap wood, draw a straight line on it, then use that piece of wood as a guide. Rest the bit up against it and keep it straight with the line. So I know I didn't drill the 2 1/2-inch holes for the pins straight, so what we're going to do here is use wood glue to hold them in place. And finally, just check to make sure it's squared.
To bá fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ furnitures afresh, bóyá you just finish learning, you just finish from your oga, all what you need first is your schooling machine, because of the materials you are using now. It's not like before. We are not learning it, we school it. Although you have your hammer, saw, and your pinches, your smooth, your planing smooth, but the most important machine that you need to have first is your schooling machine. You can move with it anywhere you are going. You don't need. So gradually from there you can get your circular. Because along the line, before you even get circular, you can saw your board from where you buy it from. The sawmill that you get your board from. We have a big machine that can saw. You just give them the measurements and they will saw it for you. But along the line, you can get your circular. Along the line, you can get your circular machine, get your cutting machine. Like I have a miter machine, circular machine, grinding machine, and other machine, jigsaw, and so on and so forth. Although we don't really have the actual price based on how the person close to you. You buy a sumo and everybody look furniture work as hard work, so we don't really have the actual price and depend on where you want to learn. So by able to develop caution here, because you need equipment, your machine. You can't compare with someone that is using his hand to cut. So other one view, at least we have a caution. We have all the machines that takes for now that you can use. You won't even stress yourself. At least you can still start with you like 100,000 naira. We just want to help. We want you to learn. Then we want you to so I think you can start with 100K. So my advice is just that everybody come and learn this work. This work is very sweet and it's nice. No matter how you pay to learn this work, you get your money back times 50, not even times 10, times 50. You will see your money. All you just need is to be a good furniture maker. So if you can work towards that, you will make your money. So my advice is just come and learn. It's good, it's sweet. Like me, you can see I'm a young man. I love it so much. So that's just what advice I can give. To have a working space is not something that is very easy. because everybody use their own space now. Anybody has space, a little space in front of that, there is for shop or for something else. I think with time, if you are working with someone, the money you are getting from there, you can be saving it. Then along the line, you see a better space, you see a better location that you can be doing your own, so that people will be coming to patronize you. Because you can't be working for someone. Titi lai, you need to have your own stand. Then to get your stand, I think you need to work with someone. So bad so well that if you get a year, because there are some people want to know when you let them why. But if you don't have the money, that one doesn't mean that you should go and sit at home and be saying I'm a carpenter. You need to go out and work with people. Work with people that have the stand already. Because your furniture is easy. So from there you can get your own money to. Like me to man down in your wallet. I think from the little money I'm giving them, they should be able to have their own stand. So that's the only thing you can do and get your stand. So you can easily contact me on 081 3139 6393. I repeat, 081 3139 6393. My name is Sulaiman Yusuf Olatunji, and we are watching SME Hub. Keep watching. Thank you so much.
My name is Ismaila Fasasi Bolaji. I'm a furniture maker, traditional furniture maker. My story concerns the furniture. First, I have passion for it. So after my O-level school start, then so I wish to be a furniture maker, and they took me there. So I learned from a company, Bisamade Furniture. Then after that, I worked with many furniture company like a Builder Mall. So we deal with many furnitures like a bulletproof door, furniture bulletproof door, then wardrobe, chairs, bed, just like imported. So then my history concerning the furniture I learned a lot. So concerning the challenges at times, the production, then the materials that we use. Okay. From my challenges on the furniture, you know, we deal with many people. Yes, I mean, we deal with those big men and the ones that are not yet. Yes, I mean, so we face a lot. At times, the time factor, then the kind of materials we bought in the market. Yes, I mean, so if you are not be careful, there's a lot of inferior materials in market. Yes, I mean, and for you as a profession to defend your work and to give your customer a good job, so you have to be very careful. Yes, I mean, so that is furniture now is wide, so and you have to open up concerning the materials. So that's where the most, and the time factor also. So you should have to keep your time. So if you don't have to have any complaint about so then there's a lot of challenges we face a lot. So because there's at least I remember now I work with company, so they can tell you today I want orange color, but tomorrow they change it. This orange color is not match my sitting room, so I want you to change it to black. Then you have already bought the materials, you work on it before they call you. So when it comes to the matter of okay, how do we have the money, how we do this, they will say, no, you are my customer, so I don't have. Then you sell it to other, so far you are still continuing to do work. Yes, I mean, so with all this, at times, you know, you will feel somehow, but you have to bear your customer whatever they like, because what if you make them as your friends, you still gain it in a future time. Yes, I mean, so that is what concerned about the light matter. Thank God, I give glory to Almighty. Today, before a lot we suffer for light, seriously. Though we have, I can even say that we have all equipment. We don't have a big company, but we have the manual, the minus one, I mean the minimum one. So we have both drilling, circular, spring, most furniture's equipment, we have it. Then due to the light matter, now we have a gen, at least we have about 3 gen. So at least as I'm saying now, we have some in sight and people are there that are working. Then we still have another 2 at home. So we have them, because without the light, you can't work, you can't be a furniture now. Because most of things that we do is light. The machines, they use light. So then, but it's the little ones that have a chargeable something, solar. So, but most of it is they are using light. So you must have gem for it. Wow, Nigeria of nowadays, concern the materials now, is first the price of materials now have changed. Then when you give someone a work, you give them contract to do, you understand me? So you cannot compare it with ones that you buy at the side road, because when you give your taste for some, maybe to furniture that this is my taste, this is what I want, they would like to give you the best, because they will not like you to complain and come back tomorrow. So they will not like to lose you. So their own price, no matter it is, it will go up, because they will try to buy a quality materials. Now in the field like leather, now we have a leather of 5,000, 10,000 per yard. Then we still have 1,000 naira leather. So you cannot compare 5,000, 10,000 with 1,000 naira. So they cannot give you the same result. Then like foam also, we have a different qualities of foam. So it depends. Now Nigerian is just a scale now. So that is depend how you have money and the taste that you can have. It's just like someone that went to buy phone. You buy phone of 5,000, you can't compare with the 50,000 naira phone. So that's just it, the market now. Well, in the furniture aspect, patient, if you give a work out for furniture, the furniture, thank God that there's the new materials now. It makes the stress of the furniture to be reduced. Like before, if you give someone a wardrobe, like 2 or 3 wardrobes, in a month they may not finish it. But now, due to the material that we are using this time around now, is reduced the time. But at times, your color can be scarce in the market. So, and we need to be find the color, and the taste of your job cannot be something. Maybe you can look at the, okay, for instance now, I want a sofa. The sofa you want, your own may have design than the other. So it cannot be the same time they will give you the what you want. You understand me? So at times, for a good finishing, customer needs have a little patience, so that at least you will see the good result of your taste. There's a lot of people, internet, this and that, Instagram, whatever. But for me, it's my work that advertised me. You understand me? In this work, I've been there for almost like 28 to 30 years. I'm doing this work. So this work have taken me down to most of East states, Anambra, Oka, Enugu. So it's the people I'm working with them. You understand me? They recommend. You understand me? So when you give, it's just like when you give a quality. So the people that know the quality, at least they will patronize you. You understand me? It's not the matter of I want to achieve this, I want to achieve this. You understand me? But when I give you the quality, at least you be the one that will even market me. So that is how I do my business. My dream is in this business, in the future time, I believe that we'll still be more upgrade than this. So we'll have a big company, we have plan for it, then we are work toward it. You understand me? So we work toward it. So and very soon we'll have the big company that we can, at least we can have a big machine that worth millions of naira, so that we can give, if at all, no matter how the works that we have, within 2-3 days at least, we'll fill it up. for like the people that maybe they are not doing anything for now and they have passion for furniture and they want to learn, I can give them advice because my boss told me where I learned that furniture work is I would like to say it in my language that iṣẹ́ ọmọ tó máa ń sọ ọmọ di tó máa ń bá àwọn ọmọ ọba jẹun. Yasam is just as when you poor, Yasam, maybe you came from poor family. If you stand with the furniture, you can still dine in with all those rich because furniture level take you to anywhere that where you are not even expect yourself, so you will be there. Furniture was a very good work. No matter how the billionaire, how the millionaire, is you that will start the work and finish it. So it's both of you that will use the house, the project, the company. So all company needs furniture, resident need furniture, business need furniture. So you be with them forever. So furniture work is a very good. But my advice for them is, no matter it is 1 + 1 is physics. So you have to at least O level. So at least with that, so you can continue and you enjoy it. You can patronize us on any kind of chairs, wardrobe, house cabinets, office cabinets. My number is 080-3232-4785. Once again, 080-3232-4785. My name is Ismaila Fasasi Omobolaji. Keep watching SMA Up.
And that's it on the show. I hope you had a lot of time enjoying one or two things about making furniture. Remember to keep it a date with us, same time, same station on iBrandTV and across all social media platforms.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga. Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes?
I have a solution for you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
If you no sabi cook the banga, no go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga efo riro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extract for tasty African cuisine.
See better thing when I bring come for you. Why you dey comot am now?
Oh, which kind of wahala be this sef? Wetin e be?
You never hear about banga fresh food palm extract? Na the correct banga be this one for your banga soup.
You don hear am before? No be the same banga palm fruit extract when I dey watch inside iBrandTV?
No, you sure say na this one?
Which iBrandTV be that one? Yeah, now I dey here. See, don't be the same logo, the same thing when you did, and I be this one.
See am now.
Na true.
Not be the same logo be that one.
Na okay, but they talk am for there say the fit use am go better banga soup.
You don't understand iBrandTV.
I say as e dey here, so they don dey tell me how they take dey cook am, all the ingredients wey dey, the nutrients wey dey, all of them, e dey for here. iBrandTV dey tell me everything when I want here.
Omo na true.
I dey tell you.
But I know say iBrandTV no fit tell you say they fit use am cook rice.
Even beans sef, they say they fit take am cook am. Owo soup when Yoruba people dey chop, they dey take am cook am too. Even all those Yoruba soup dem, they dey use am cook am too. And you see am, e dey show you everything when dey
inside the food. They show me sef. Even how they take dey cook am sef, they don show me for here. But you don't understand. See,
iBrandTV, e too correct o.
But e show you say no color, no preservative.
Everything dey for here, my brother. See am, make you read am. You go read, you go tire. See, iBrandTV go tell you news. E go show you music. E go show you movie too. E go even show you business. E go show you money talk.
You talk say money
talk sef.
Money talk.
Money talk dey there. At least you go take am know how to make some kind money.
I fit make money for there.
Even as you take use this one make money too, e go show you too.
No.
Go iBrandTV now, make you see.
You mean say I fit carry hustle, join this hustle from iBrandTV?
Brother, you dey waste time. I don dey
make I check am.
iBrandTV. Business first. iBrandTV. Business first.
Unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming through unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your through unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix through unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. Through unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, gbegiri, ewedu or your miyan kuka. To get your through unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
It's definitely a busy Monday morning in the commercial hub of Nigeria. This is Business Breakfast, broadcasting live from our studio here in Lagos. I am Omobolanle Adeshui. Coming up in a moment. In Nigeria, approximately 1.4% of the GDP is accrued from the construction industry, and the dominant contractors are medium-sized, operating locally and executing mostly residential projects. However, these building projects have been characterized by shortfalls. We'll take a look at Nigeria's building sector, assessing the business models, gains and losses. Also to come, the Nigerian Building Code regulations, other statutory requirements, how effective are they? This is Business Breakfast, and welcome once again. Now let's take a look at the top business stories making the rounds today. The Central Bank of Nigeria has fixed 5 billion naira as the maximum loan amount that a participant can gain access to in its newly introduced initiative called the 100 for 100 PPP, Policy on Production and Productivity. The CBN stated this in its guidelines for the implementation of the initiative, which was released at the weekend. The Apex Bank further said that the initiative will select 10 private sector companies with projects that have the potential to enhance local production and productivity and also improve the generating capacity of the Nigerian economy. Also, the Central Bank of Nigeria has disclosed that the volume of counterfeit currency in the circulation declined from 84,934 pieces in 2019 to 67,265 pieces of fake notes in 2020, indicating a 20.8% decrease. This was revealed in the Currency Operations 2020 annual report released by the Apex Bank. The report suggests that the higher denomination notes like the 1,000 naira and 500 naira form the bulk of the counterfeited banknotes, putting them at 69.06% and 30.79% respectively of the total counterfeited notes. Meanwhile, the CBN also noted that it is partnering with various security agencies to sustain efforts aimed at limiting incidents of counterfeiting and maintaining the integrity of the banknotes in circulation. Deposit money banks, DMBs and insurance companies are expected to generate the sum of 22.6 billion naira in bank charges and insurance premiums from ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government in 2022. This data was contained in the 2022 budget proposal of the MDAs submitted to the National Assembly for approval. The amount could be much higher than the 22.6 billion naira as some government agencies such as the Nigerian Customs Service, Central Bank of Nigeria, Nigeria Railway Corporation, Securities Exchange Council, Nigerian Communications Commission and the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission did not include their allocations for the bank levies and insurance premiums. Nigeria's credit to the private sector skyrocketed to the all-time high of 33.8 trillion naira as of September 2021. This is according to data from the Central Bank's Money and Credit Statistics. The country's private sector witnessed an increase in borrowing in recent years due to a combination of central bank monetary policies, innovation in technology, and credit profiling, as well as a rise in fintech companies participating in the lending space. In 2021, the private sector recorded a net increase of 3.69 trillion naira in net borrowings. Over the last 5 years, credit to the private sector has risen by over 100%, growing from 18 trillion naira in December 2015 and nearly doubling to 32.6 trillion naira this year. Coming up in a moment, assessing the business mode, finding lasting solution recorded in the Nigeria's building industry. We will be back with more. Please stay with us.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's through unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447 080.
From spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blomiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blomiville family.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Professional dry cleaners. Best in dry cleaning and laundry services and meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery. Ooh.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
Welcome back. Now let's explore Nigeria's building sector. And joining me in the discuss is builder Adelaja Adekombi. He is General Secretary, Nigeria Institute of Building, also the immediate past chairman of the Institute, Lagos chapter. Thank you so much for giving us your time on Business Breakfast.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on Bolani.
Now let's begin with the latest collapse at Ikoyi. Over 40 lives have been lost to that colossal building collapse. Now, what are the highlights you would like to point out as the cause of this collapse?
Yeah, this is a very tragic issue on ground. We actually don't like talking about this too much because it's not something of joy. It's very saddening. We don't expect this again. And this is one of the most highly happening we have ever seen. It has never happened like this in Nigeria.
This is gravity.
Yes. But all things being equal, for me, everything I'm saying here is personal. So, for me, I will want to say the cost, we just have to have, send the cost to three set of people. And who are those people I'm talking about? The government, the professionals, and the clients, which we call developers. These are the three people that I want to see this morning that they are the cost.
Let's break it down. Okay.
I'll break it down in the government aspect. I would say in government aspect is 60%. And then I'll break down that professionals 20% and the client vis-a-vis developer 20%. So in the area of government,
so the government has a huge chunk.
Yes.
Of
so
the blame.
The government aspect of this discussion is we have so many things that is responsible for it. Come to look at it, there is a regulation to work with, and it's just for government to enforce the regulation. It becomes a problem. And also look at other scenarios, government interference, let's say maybe political interference in operation of the agency. It's also a key things we have to look at. And if we are not careful, we will just make noise with this happening again.
When you say interference, what do you mean?
Okay, I'm going to be citing some example to you. If you look at the video that is online, where they were about to arrest the man after being sealed the site, you find out that a group of enforcement from the agency went to the site, tried to arrest those police. Well, they actually shot of gun to the officer for the first time the officer decide. So if we now look at that, so many of it that the officers in lab cars are doing, they will seal a site, but you will just find out that a call from a power broker that they should leave the site. So many of that happen. So it becomes difficult for the agency to be able to operate effectively. And more of that, also the government in the aspect of monitoring. Yeah, they are not doing enough. I think the ministry or the agency need to be over-train and retrain and retrain. And also one basic fact about the government interference we are saying is that there is no way you will be putting a tie or a money in terms of trying to compare money with control. You don't, if you want to do control, you do control. When you are beginning to give a particular ministry a target, then there is no way you are able to do a control. So if a control is standing on its own, and we really want to control buildings in Lagos or in Nigeria, then the government should not be saying that this particular ministry should generate so amount. So it becomes.
So you're saying the target is one of the factors impeding their they're playing their roles in.
No, this is what we're trying to say. What we are saying is that if you want to control and you don't give a target to the ministry concerned, say okay, you have to give us so amount in a month. So the officer has nothing to check. It's just once you pay, it goes
trying
behind,
to meet up with
it
the
goes
target.
behind payment. You paying for approval, you paying for what it takes for you to go to site does not end there. It goes behind payment. Once the money is being paid for approval and you are giving a letter to go and start a project, the government agency also have to start the project with you to find out whom are you engaging, which professionals is going to do the work. The structural engineer, the builder, the architect, they have to be named. And the agency also have to get them in their kitty to know who are the people working on this particular site. Then when they come periodically to monitor. So if you find out that collab 21, normally every stages, every slab of those 21 slab supposed to have a certificate.
But
government.
you know, there were also controversies as regards the fact that it was 15 stories that were approved, but they went beyond the 15 and then shot it up to 21.
But for me, I don't want to go to that end. We know it's one of those things that's really common in Lagos.
But isn't that a big issue?
Yeah, it's a big issue, but let me also let you know that the concern here now is not the sixth floor that is added. It's the foundation faulty we are looking at. What would have happened from the beginning? What would have, if government agency is monitoring very well, they wouldn't have even got to 10, talk less of him going to 21.
Really?
Yeah, because there would have been a check and balance from the beginning of the project. If the project, like we had a lot of things, they are still doing some findings, so it's very hard for us to say this is the reason. But all that we are saying for now is just, everybody's just guessing. But what we are supposed to do during construction is what we are talking about. Who is responsible for this work? Where is the professionals that is working here? Who are the government agency who has been going there periodically to check? So
apparently there's lack of monitoring.
That is exactly what we are saying. But we're also trying to say government interference by, if the agency or the officers are doing their work rightly, if there is an issue, they will see the power broker, will call them to order not to go there again. So that's why we are saying government have 60% blame on this matter. I also want to think about government, trying to upgrade their standard. If you look at what's going on there for over how many days now, this is another Monday.
Over 7 days.
Inability for them to be able to pack the rubbles is another thing we have to start looking at. Let us move into the other world and find a technology that by now all those slabs should be removed.
Our response time is quite slow.
Slow, and then we are using the locomotive technology, so we're supposed to upgrade our technologies for things like this. Because it amazes me, if let's just assume now, for me, I'm now beginning to scared to go into 7, 8 floor building. If I'm thinking like that, others will also be thinking like that. It means that everyone who climbed 10 or 15 story is just also not sure safe. That it's going to be safe. Because for us to even evacuate the slab over slab,
it's taking too much time. You talked about laying the blame at the doorstep of the developers too. Can you expatiate on that?
Yes, like I said here the other time, developers are businessmen. They always they are doing their business to make gain. and in other words, at the detriment of people and the occupiers. So what we are saying right now, that developers should change their mind. Everybody can be a developer. They should change their mindset, saying that, okay, even though I want to make money, let me also consider lives that I want to live in this house. So they are doing that. And then if you look at the highest developers we are looking at, there are people who are the friend of government. Poor people don't do developers.
But aren't there regulatory bodies that ensure that the proper things are done in that regard?
Yeah, there is. That's what I'm telling you. That is the genesis where we are saying there is a regulation. Is the agency using the regulation? The regulation has been stipulated the work of everybody, the internal professionals in the ministry, the external professionals who are supposed to be engaged in the project. All of them have their role to do. And I will go to professionals. When I say professionals begin to have fault, is that some of us were just too greedy and we were just looking for money. There is a lot of things developer will ask you to do that you should stand on your point that they are not going to do it. So, but
can you give us examples so we can relate? Because we've been seeing this happen over time, collapse of buildings. Even buildings have been marked for demolition. Eventually, they don't get demolished and then they collapse.
Well, you know why this matter is funny? Because the developer are not planning to do the right thing. It's very difficult for you to see a professional to hold responsible for any happening. Because engaging someone, you need to do the right thing. If you want to engage a professional, you have to put it in black and white, and you also have to agree. But
are you saying that is not being done?
I think so. If that has been done, by now we should find somebody responsible for this collapse.
Because there have been reports that there are no documents to even hold on to, so that someone can be held liable for this collapse.
Because every developers or client are running away. They don't want to pay more money for professionals. So it becomes an issue that some professionals, that's why I said professional negligence. Some we accept to take it, no matter how small it is. They are not looking at the danger in the work or the free transparency between you and the owner, the way you're able to operate. When sometimes they engage you and they want to control you. You can't engage me professionally, you cannot, and try to control me. So what you need to do, engage me and let me do my work, and you do your work.
Now, on the issue of quality, we know that this is also one big issue, especially when it comes to construction. Are there regulatory bodies, quality control measures put in place to ensure that the right standard is maintained?
Yes, there is. Like I said, there is a law. Even in this particular issue in Lagos State have a very robust law, and they also have a good regulation to control.
So why do we keep having building collapse due to poor materials being used?
From the analysis we are putting on ground, you should be able to deduct, because we might not be repeating ourselves on some issues. From the analysis we are putting on ground, you will be looking at who is at fault at this point and who is supposed to do something that is not doing. So, but there is a regulation. The point now is the regulation being followed? And the point again is that even if we have decided to follow the regulation, is the government who also put the agency in place, are they willing to allow the regulation to work?
But if there are regulations, it means that there should be consequences for those who default.
Yeah, let's give you a scenario. If we know that is in the regulation, there is a consequence for every action in the regulation, but whereby somebody puts you in an office to control, and the person also call you in when maybe one reason or the other, family, friends project is going on, and then you were there. The person also call you, please, this person is my sister, can you please leave that, tell your boys to leave that place. What will you do? So you can't do anything. So at that point, you are not being elected, you have been selected to be in that position. So there is limit to your power.
So we are still talking about corruption too.
That is where we are going. That's the bottom line. It's just that we are just trying to digress. We don't want to go straight. It's still corruption.
All right, let's take a short break. We'll be back to continue the conversation. Please stay with us.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga. Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes?
I have a solution for you.
Really?
You no sabi cook the banga. No go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga eforiro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extracts for tasty African cuisine.
Welcome back. We're still talking about Nigeria's building and construction sector, and we're about to analyze the impact of the Nigerian National Building Code. I still have with me Builder Adelaja Adekombi. Now, in 2018, the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, announced the building code. That's the housing code, the new building code. What's the present state of that code, and how much of implementation have we recorded?
Yeah, if I honestly want to tell you, the last time and the last move that we had about the code was during Obasanjo, I think it's 2006.
Wow.
Where the first reading was done. But I think Fashola was trying to work on it, but up to now, we have not, Nigeria don't have a building code. So we don't have any building.
So what was announced in 2018, the new building code?
Yes, it's a process. It's the process that the House are still working on up to now. It's a process, you know, it takes a lot
3 years down the line.
It takes a lot of reading, first reading, second reading, you know, the way they operate in the assembly. It's not something that you just wake up and...
But for something as serious as this, should we take so long in implementing it?
Yeah, I think right now where we are going, we don't pray for this to happen, and we also pray by the grace of God we will not see something like this again. We'll get there. I think the code, this will push us to that point. I believe this will push us to that side. The senators,
are there signs that this would be implemented anytime soon?
We'll be praying for it. Because we do
a lot of praying in Nigeria instead of acting and putting things in place.
You know, when you have a situation whereby there is a interest, so many interests, a process try to be dragged because it's too much interest, a drag process. But until when all of us agree that we are one, we needed this thing to operate, and then we need to put this on ground. If you look at what happened in the scenario of the developer, he said the developer have done this kind of a project in UK, he has done that in South Africa, and the question we ask ourselves, if this has been done in UK and has been done in South Africa, no calamity, no anything, why is it that the man comes back home and not doing what he does in UK and South Africa?
Could it be that they have stronger regulations
of course
than we do here?
Those are areas where you don't do things anyhow. You need to follow the regulations. And the regulation is not tied to money. It's tied to effectiveness. You don't give there's a difference between money and regulation. So if you want a control, you totally follow the regulation, follow the code. But if you want money, you want the ministry to be a generating ministry. This is what you get. So I think we are learning lesson, because this is what we have been saying for long, that we don't need to. We need to separate ministry, generating ministry, and control ministry.
You seem to be so optimistic about this code, the building code. What are the prospects? Would it mitigate further collapses?
Of course, of course. This country we mentioned, the two countries we mentioned, this is what is making them go. You have to follow all the process through the code before you do anything in those countries. You can't just say you want to build. How can somebody not have professionals who are going to do the work in his firm? And he said,
so you're saying that there is no way corruption can also eat or find its way into this, because we've had cases of laws that are not being implemented.
There will be a limit. There will be a limit. You know why? What this code will do? This code will help us to able to test cases, because there is a backup law. If we have it, if you don't do the right thing, then you take it to court. Right now, if you drag any issue, even this collapse building, if you drag it, if you take it to court, the case will just be pending, because you don't have a code that is backing you in the court. So these are one of the deficiencies.
But there are existing laws when it comes to the construction of buildings.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be enough to try the case in court?
No. You see, the lawyers know better. But I have to tell you that you don't, if you want to go to court, you must have a act that you are taking to court to argue your case. So, and this building code has to be, it has to be our Bible. It has to be the act that we'll be using to pursue cases. It's not talking, the code is not generally talking about building alone.
Okay.
There are so many things there in the code. So many things. Procurement, many other things are there. But we need it to be able to pursue our cases, to find somebody responsible for what is happening. But, you know, if you look at some of the reasons why you might not, the people at the helm of affair might just be thinking, if we have the code, it might not allow them to be a contractor. You know, they want to be in government, they also want to be a contractor. So it becomes an issue. So those are the interests we are telling you, that there's too much interest on it. Some people are just making it come down. That, if you do this thing, you will not allow us to operate again. No. And it doesn't still mean, doesn't make any sense. You can still be a developer once you have the money to do the business. It doesn't stop you from being a developer, but you need to have people who will do the work for you. The professionals are people who are qualified. In fact, just even go and rest. Let some people be responsible for the waste of your money, instead of you to be responsible for waste of your money.
So let's look at the sector you represent, the Nigeria Institute of Building. What are they doing to mitigate or reduce the incessant building collapse that we've been experiencing?
Yeah, there are a lot of advocacy, of making a lot of advocacy for us to tell the public that you have to be wise, engage professionals to do your job. You are still going to be, making a public awareness, just to let them know that professionals are not expensive. You can have professionals as long as you can discuss.
But you also talked about the corruption even within the professionals.
No. What I said, where I'm going concerning corruption within the professionals is that if you know that what the client is offering you is not enough for you to do a job, you don't need to force yourself. Just say, I am not interested. That's where I'm going. So if you know you're a professional and you don't have time for a particular project, then you say, I'm not willing. Since you cannot pay this particular amount, I'm not willing. And even at that, at Nigeria Institute of Building, as a builder, even if I'm on a project, I must have a resident builder in my site. So what does that mean? And that's the only professionals that remain on site every day to look at day-to-day activities of the construction, which is the key word here.
So who employs that person you're talking about?
Is the client. It's the client.
Okay.
You see, when you employ an architect or you employ a structural engineer, what they do most time, Because they also have many projects. What they do most time is they come periodically and check whatever you are doing and okay it and go. But the builders will be the one on site monitoring everything they do daily. Because sometimes if you look at the way the house comes down, you can also think that there's a sabotage. So and how do you get to know? You don't have a camera on site and somebody is not responsible for day-to-day activities on site, then it becomes a worrisome issue for us.
So in that case, the builder would be able to put checks and balances in that regard. Check
the mix, check all the concrete. You know, the concrete, the columns are the one carrying those slabs. So who knows what have happened during construction of those columns? If there is nobody, if the architect is coming periodically, if structural engineer is coming periodically, somebody has to be on that side.
So is the Nigeria Institute of Building enforcing that?
Yeah, that is why this code became an issue. You can't enforce. It's not our law backing it up. So it's not our role to enforce. It's for us to do what provide professionals who are competent to do the job you want to do. That is our role.
There's a basic principle in health and safety, especially when it comes to construction of buildings, the environmental impact assessment. How serious are we about this, and what is its impact on the economy?
Okay, thank you for that good question. Let me tell you, part of what the client or the developer has to be put in mind is that you cannot, at this level, not even a 21 story, at this level, you can't not do a project without health and safety report. You can't do a project without construction methodology. For crying out, the 3 buildings are standing and you are constructing them at the same time. What method are you using? And you cannot do any project without program. Construction program. What are your program? When did you want to start? What do you want to do next?
Is that like a plan?
So these documents are these documents are in the building code.
Okay.
And is scheduled to a builder. We call it builder's document. And Lagos State government has started using it, but the enforcement is not so high. Because those documents you need for every project, you need those documents. So in other words, we are saying that you cannot operate any site successfully without those builders documents.
So everything is still dependent on the passing or the implementation of the code.
Exactly.
But you feel that we're not serious about the environmental impact assessment?
Yes, I think we are serious to some extent, but the people who are doing the reports, how generous are they? How effective are they? You understand? Like the builder's document I'm saying, that's health and safety report. You know, you need to know the nearest hospital. Most of those things that are very important in the environment has to be in the document, so that when you start, if there is any issue on site, you should be able to know where to go next.
In wrapping up,
station.
Sorry to butt in. You talked about training earlier on, especially for the professionals. Are there, training processes in place for these professionals to equip them and help them to know what to do, especially when it comes to construction?
Yeah, the training I'm actually talking about in the professionals association, each professional association do a lot of training, yearly training, quarterly training. They are all doing that.
That's ongoing.
Yes, that's happening in every professional, as I've mentioned, the architect, the builders, the structural engineer. But the training I'm talking about is for that particular agency, Lagos State Building Control Agency. It needs serious overhauling. The ministry, the agency needs to know the purpose, the document they hold. They have to sit down and analyze those documents and also know their limitation. That ministry, that agency need to be worked on. They should not be, and government should also take this as a measure that if we want control in Lagos and we don't want this thing to happen again, they need to leave the agency to operate.
I'm wondering if there is a code of ethics for this professional, since the building code itself hasn't been passed.
No, code of ethics is every profession have their own code of ethics.
Okay.
It's there, and it is one of those things everyone, where you belong, you must know. They know. But I told you, everybody know the code of ethics of his profession. But I told you, even if you know all the code of ethics of other professions, can you operate when your hand are tied? So it becomes difficult. These the issues. That's why we started with government. These issues, if we are not careful, we will just continue to talk and talk and talk.
It must be dealt with from the top.
Government must make up their mind. Are we willing to allow this regulation to work? Are we ready to allow it to work? We don't want to see more of this again. Let us sit down together. Let us also not put money in front of the agency. Why they will be running after money instead of them doing the control.
Which leads to corruption. All right, that's a fine place to leave it. Thank you so much, Builder Adelaja Adekombi, for joining us on today's episode of Business Breakfast.
Thank you so much.
Have a fine day. All right, we'll take a short break, and still to come. After the 5 trading days of the week, 3 of the 5 Tier 1 Nigeria banks suffered negative market sentiment, with Zenith Bank leading the decline. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. Found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neo. I found Blemiviv, and now my skin finally makes sense.
True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming True unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your True unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix True unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, gbegiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your True unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's True unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, True unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is Boosted
through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
Welcome back. Now let's update you with activities that happened at the Nigeria Stock Exchange last week, Friday. 5 of Nigeria's most valuable companies ended the month of October with a market valuation of 14.8 trillion naira, up from 14.4 trillion naira recorded in September 2021. These companies are all quoted with their share price stocks worth over 1 trillion Swiss naira in market value. The suite include the 5 most valuable companies in Nigeria: Nestle, BUA, MTN, Airtel, and Dangote Cement. These companies also make up about 67.5% of the entire market capitalization of the stock exchange, valued at 21.9 trillion naira. The Nigerian Stock Exchange has about 160 actively quoted stocks. To further analyze what went down at the market yesterday is Ambrose Omodion, our in-house stock market analyst. Pleasure having you, Ambrose, this morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's explore yesterday's trading and what to expect today.
Yeah, if you look at what happened on Friday, the last day of previous week, it was a positive momentum for the market. After the market have recorded like a 2 straight day of downturn, rebounded on Friday, to slow down the gains for the week under review. But I believe that the market is just trying to beat out after the earnings season, and many fund managers and other institutional investors analyzing this quarter result that were released to the market in the month of October. Once they are done with the analysis, I think the market will also continue with up gyration. And I believe investors that understand the dynamics of the market should not be panicking because of profit taking. Because profit taking is part and parcel of equity investment anywhere in the world. I was just saw what happened last week, just like profit taking activities, which is normal because the market just lost marginally for the week 0.06. It was a marginal loss, which is almost flat. For me, that should not send panic to the market, rather change the strategy. Those companies that have released impressive numbers should be looking at, and those that have released a number that will not too impress or not meet your own expectation from the company, time for you to scale down your position there and move to where you are seeing a brighter future in the company, and they're going to grow their earnings at the end of the day. Will pay you a good dividend. For me, the market quarter to date has been positive despite the slowdown we saw last week. That means investors in the stock market should just look forward to see also a next week for this week, because this market this week we expect also this oscillation of up and down, because continuous portfolio shuffling and also moving from one trade to other will continue this week, and that should be a trend even investors should envisage between now and end of the year. Knowing that result has given us insight to where we should position for the current financial year that will end in 31st December this year. Ambrose. After the end of the year this year, we expect them to pay dividend in the first quarter of 2022 by God's grace. That means every investor in the market should not be panicked by any trend, but rather invest wisely, setting a good target for yourself, have investment goal, and also use achievable target. Don't just say you want to make 100%.
All right, let me come in quickly there. If you can hear me, Ambrose. What are we to expect from the Fugas banks, and what's responsible for the loss? You talked about the market loss yesterday.
No, the market lost on last Friday, right?
Yes, rather last week.
For the week market slowed down with just a marginal drop of 0.06. That is so marginal. And it shows us that there's profit taking activity. There is no activity that says this is the cost. Investors have made money from almost 7 weeks straight rally. We have to take profit, because I said earlier that profit is part and part of equity investment. When market is going up, you don't continue to continue that uptrend. When people take profit, and for other people to enter at a lower price, and the trend will continue. That's the beauty of stock market anywhere in the world. Market don't continue in the uptrend, market don't continue in the downtrend. It's oscillation in equity market that creates money for investors.
So what do we expect from the Fugas banks?
The result that came from the Fugas, the 5 banks, they are mixed numbers, and also it's giving investors an insight that these banks banks are healthy and stronger to pay them a good dividend at the end of the year. Among the focus banks, the only one left I get to read result is just SBN Holding, which I know before the end of this month we're likely to see their results. But for others like Access Bank, UBA, Zenith Bank, GTB, their numbers are okay, apart from GTB that recorded a decline. But others, especially UBA and the Access Bank, beat market expectation in terms of their performance. That means seeing that numbers from Access and UBA, it tells you that this company, these banks have the fundamental and the muscle to pay you a better dividend at the end of this current financial year. And in Nigeria equity market, the most consistent sector that pay dividend for almost every year is the banking sector. That means a good investor should have those banking sector in their portfolio because their dividend is consistent and the potential going their dividend for the financial year to end is very high.
All right. Thank you, Ambrose. Thank you so much for the update from the stock market. Do have a splendid day.
You're welcome.
All right, a look at the commodity market and how the Brent is doing at the moment. The black gold regained momentum on Friday with both benchmarks gaining over 2% as bullish bets resumed after the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies OPEC Plus on Thursday said that they would adhere to the previous plan and continue to keep production steady, sequel to the last agreement the group made. Brent crude at the global benchmark declined at 1.94%, making it the second consecutive week of decline. Meanwhile, on Friday, the benchmark gained 2.73% to end the week trading at $82.07 per barrel. U.S. benchmark, the West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures also ended the week down 2.75%, also its second consecutive decline. On Friday, the pair increased by 3.12% to end the week trading at $81.27 per barrel. As we wrap up, let's update you with how the dollar is performing against the Naira. Now, the exchange rate between the Naira and the US dollar closed at 415 Naira 1 kobo to $1 at the official investors and exporter window. Naira depreciated against the US dollar to close at 415 Naira 1 kobo to $1 on Thursday, 4th November 2021, representing a 0.07% decline compared to 414 Naira 8 kobo per dollar recorded at the close of trading activities last week. On the other hand, the Naira remained flat against the US dollar at the parallel market on Thursday to close at 570 Naira to $1, the same as recorded at the close of trading activities on Wednesday, 3rd November 2021. Nigeria's foreign reserve continued on a decline on Wednesday with a 0.05% drop to close at $41 or $41.7 billion on 3rd November 2021. This represents a $19.03 decline compared to $41.7 billion recorded as of Tuesday, 2nd November 2021. Well, that's it on Business Breakfast this morning. A very big thank you for being a part of the show this morning. My name is Omobolanle Adeshui. See you next time. Bye for now.
Market just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the open am, take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447, 080-3564-4436, 070-6663-8213. Banga fresh palm fruit extract.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, and meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery. Ooh.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga. Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes?
I have a solution for you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You sabi cook the banga. No go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga eforiro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extracts for tasty African cuisine.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. Found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neil. I found Blemiville, and now my skin finally makes sense.
Wherever you are, whatever you do, iBrandTV got you covered with the latest news.
On iBrand News Now.
It's about making history.
Top-notch news analysis.
No knows how many of them that we have in governance.
Entitled Breakfast Show.
Welcome to another interesting edition of iBrandTV.
Business Trends.
Hello and welcome to Business 24.
Entertainment Gist.
Hello and welcome to the BTS.
Sport Review.
This is the arena.
iBrandTV. Business first.
Gone are the days when all Africans did was wait on free money from Europe and America to survive. Today, the relationship is moving towards that of equal partners. This has been particularly demonstrated in the music industry and the entertainment scene at large. This documentary is about how Nigerian artists and indeed African artists can do better with their international collaborations. Hi, my name is Damilola Alije, your host on the BTS, and today on the BTS we'll be discussing the influence of international collaborations on the entertainment industry. Now, gone are those moments or those periods where a Nigerian or African music consumer is excited about a collabo between our artists and those from across the ocean, mostly from the US hip-hop community. We've seen the likes of Two-Face and R. Kelly.
Time to have sex. Now that we off up in this club, girl. Time to have sex. Now that we off up in this hotel. Time to have sex. Want to see your body go la la. Time to have sex. Now make that booty go boom ba.
See, I see you looking at me, looking at you, girl. So now I know you know exactly what I want to tell you. Guaranteed to always make you just a girl. Computer love you like your body in a Dell. Love you Microsoftly, cause I wanna be sure that you can't ignore it. Yeah.
Some of the tracks that came off such collaborations came off as great. Some were just there, somewhere above mediocrity, and some others, their place in oblivion will never be threatened. Best forgotten, these pieces are hardly about the heart, as it is about the business end of such collaborations. Whether the featured artist, mills his or her own track, or actually gets into the studio to do the recording, at the bottom of each move is a desire, to make a name for oneself and also cash some money. All about the money. We've seen the Bench and Snoop Dogg.
Break the bank, take the girl, travel all around the world. This is life, no, this is love. Have a drink, now live it up. Break it down, roll it up, pass it round, take a puff. Feeling grand, mill in hand, check the game, I'm still.
P Square and
oh yeah, mama, neme, what a beautiful I was feeling so sad because I was all alone.
Vector and Movado.
Kill all silly foes. If you're watching the throne, you gon' see me pros and I'm rich with the words, home's none richer. The only portrait I have is a painted picture, but I still love art though. Graduated from that royalty lifestyle, been there, done that. Leading the game, no perishing it. I could never be last if my name had Vegas in it. The boldness and the flow killing. I was born with a crown, but I'm no chicken.
I'm a band leader. I'm a band leader. Yes, a hard man I go hard as me no and burn up your speedometer.
Davido and Miko.
Come me tell you enemy, I'm a killer come. Tell me Lori selling me, nigga I'm just balling with my fellas me. Oh yeah, Jack I call tell you fast. Oh yeah, Jack I call tell you fast. Oh yeah, Jack I call tell you fast. Oh yeah, Jack I call tell you fast.
Now I'm in my dream car with my dream chick. I didn't put my team on.